Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Dinks with Kinks. Before we get into tonight's episode, I want to remind all you wonderful people that we are in fact on that social media at Dinks with Kinks on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Reach out, talk to us. We've had so many people reach out and tell us ideas for the wheel, what they thought of the episode, giving us more information. So, I mean, even if you want more information, our wonderful audience has been so kind to reach out and just kind of inform us, and just, we love it. We love every second of it. I am one of your wonderful hosts tonight, and let me introduce the cast of tonight's podcast. I am John Dondero, and with me, as always, my two very biggest supporters, Miss Rebecca and Mr. Shep.
I feel like I've been typecast.
You might have been typecast.
Supporters? I thought it was. Well, never mind.
Yeah, apparently we got demoted from being cast members.
No, you are still cast. Wait a minute. You're saying you can't support me and be cast? I support you.
I feel like my real worth has been cast away.
Oh my god.
That really breaks my heart.
Oh, I'm broken.
Well, let's see if I can splint this back together, and let's talk about what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about casts, medical braces,
yay,
orthopedic support. All right,
like the insoles of my shoes, or what? You gotta be a little more specific than orthopedic support, because orthopedic support comes in all shapes and sizes and appendages.
Your bone support. We're getting to the real bone of the episode. Deeper than the meat, we're getting to the bone of it.
I prefer boners, but I mean, bones are important.
We'll talk some boners. I mean, I get boner about a lot of things. All right, now we're talking about medical braces and casts tonight. Now, I know I always ask this, and usually people will go, yeah, I mean, I knew that. But did y'all know this was a fetish?
Honestly, I did not. I did not know that this is one. So I was interested. I was interested to learn about it.
This was definitely an unknown one. So I'm trying to brace myself for this casting call here.
Oh, he's gonna be like that all night. I feel like he's prepared.
He is prepared.
So this is one of those episodes I hope neither one of you actually went out and did research for.
Actually, I did not. I got.
You did not. Okay, good.
Time,
okay,
so
good.
You're welcome.
You know what? All right, off the collar, I want you guys to give me just a rundown, a synopsis of what you think the basis of this fetish is. We're gonna play that little game of where we're gonna make guesses, because I'll tell you my guess like afterwards, and then I'll tell you trauma.
I feel like trauma. Like I feel like
that's 95% fetishes. Way to go with the easy one.
I mean, yeah. Shep does have you there. He really does. You kind of went. Let's wide that berth, but that's okay. That's okay. Shep.
I don't know. I'm still kind of saucy about her choice of avenues there. I mean,
don't play her hate.
You could challenging intellectual one. I'm the simpleton.
You could have spoke first. That's all I got to say to that is, I gave y'all plenty of time to.
So ladies first. So I could.
It's 2023.
Oh my
we're equal. We're equal. All men and women, we're equal. What do you think?
I'm still romantic though. I try that. Anyways.
Well, then hold the door for her and answer first.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, back on track. Now, I mean, this one is a tough one for me because I get stuck on the fact that this is a cast fetish, and so my mind being all fixated and logical as it is, I get stuck on the fact of where do you get the materials to do a cast? And for this,
we'll get into that.
But yeah, this one honestly is tough for me to call because it's even I've experienced a cast in my life with a fracture ankle. So I'm honestly running a blank.
Okay.
On this.
I mean, no,
I can
that's
say it can be due security and stuff like that, but honestly, folks, I'm derping.
yeah.
Honestly.
All right. So my guess is. By the way, look, before I give my guess, have either one of y'all ever had to wear a cast? Have you ever broke a bone?
I have not actually. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I was saying. Everybody start knocking on some wood real quick.
I have worn a leg brace. I sprained my knee, but so I wore a knee brace, but that's about it. And I was on crutches for about 2 weeks, but I never got a cast. No.
What about you, Mr. Shep? I know you said something about your ankle.
See, audience, this is where some people might call me a little saucy, but this is where I literally said I was in a cast for a fractured ankle, and then I was letting you elaborate it, and do you see how much he listens to me, people? Do you see?
And I acknowledge that you said that. I acknowledged. I said you said that about your ankle. Elaborate.
Do I need to show Titty to make y'all happy? Like what
I'm fine. Listen,
is anyone ever going to say no to that question?
Yeah, but also
Fair
that's something me and Shep both agree with. You can show us, and in fact, that's just going to teach us to be saucy.
We're
what we
offended
want.
that you actually would have to ask that question because of how much it's like, duh.
So I originally, when you know, making my guesses on the thing was very much like almost like a power degradation / vulnerability, like almost a CNC. And you know what? That was my rough guess. And guess what?
Okay.
I was wrong. Rebecca was wrong. We were all wrong.
Shep was dirty.
What?
This fetish is entirely about nurturing. Welcome to the most wholesome, loving fetish you have ever seen. I'm about to blow all y'all's mind.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay, yeah. Hit me with your best.
Wholesome and nurturing too, but okay.
So I've read a couple interviews, and like I said, we're going to go into the majority of the information I found. And so far, everyone I've talked to, the idea, this is a paraphilia. This is actually not so much as somebody being aroused by somebody's injury, but being aroused by being able to provide care. Like, you're injured. You are in a weakened, vulnerable state, and I want to nurture and heal you and bring you back. I like to I have dubbed this fetish the baby bird fetish.
Oh, that's how adorable.
Right? Most interviews I've read so far, and there is a lot of stuff out there, believe it or not. Like, I was surprised just how abundant this fetish is. And I think that's why a lot of people don't know about it, because they don't realize. Because most people with this fetish are they're genuinely nice people. They want to take care, and they get aroused from it. They literally, it's the anti-trauma kink. It's the I love nurturing so much, I get aroused from it.
That's super sweet.
Mm-hmm. So let's go this way. So looking into it, I was thinking maybe it was the act of either putting the cast on or getting the injury, but a lot of that is all role played. You know, most people with this fetish, they don't want to see anyone actually injured.
Mm-hmm.
But they typically love praise kink, i.e. giving praise. Giving praise.
Well, where are they? Because I need that.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love praise kink? I don't like praise kink. Try to praise me. Yeah, that's right. Just you don't do it because I don't like it. I will.
I know, because you'll yell at me like every time I praise to you.
Do it when
I will nope out of this podcast. But anyway,
sometimes that's a good thing. But yeah, but be a big boy.
Caller has disconnected.
Put your big boy pants on.
No, and so what I'm looking into this, it's honestly they become aroused by seeing somebody in a weakened state that they can take care of, they can nurture, they can heal back together, and that immediately signed me up for this fetish, 100%, because I am that person. I absolutely love taking care of sick people. Like, I get such deep gratification from it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not even
not one time have I ever been sick. And he lives in this goddamn house.
Oh,
has he ever
getting
stepped
called
up as
the
a
fuck
caregiver?
out, John.
I don't know about that.
Shep, I'm going to tell you right now, usually when you're sick, it's because I am sick and we gave it to each other and we're sick at the same time. So
That's also fair, Shep.
we are, in fact, roommates. And I've seen you when you're sick because I am also sick. That's why we're both here to see each other sick. And then we're doing that Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, and when we're sick, though, here's the secret, kids. I've taken care of him.
Well, yeah, I was quarantined in my room. I wasn't allowed to leave my room. You had to leave food and water outside my room so I didn't die. I feel like that wasn't taking care of me. That was just making sure I don't die in this room and you have to clean it up later.
Ooh, fair.
Do you have headache meds? Do you have science meds? I got those. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
okay,
I
digress. Cast and nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
Nurturing.
Typically, yeah, with this fetish, it is all about just wanting to bring somebody in and take pain away.
Oh, does that count as emotional pain? Because I got a list. Like
you have an emotional cast? Are you wearing an emotional cast? Because I think this pretty much deals with the physical.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure we can cover a psychological kink where people get off giving people good, sound psychological advice. But this is not it.
Okay, fair.
This is all about nursing someone back to health. And, you know, a lot of them derive arousal from seeing somebody in a weakened state. Which I originally thought, but, you know, when you think about that and you think about vulnerability of people, the first things that come to mind are more of our aggressive kinks. The primal, seeing weak prey, CNC, easy target. You know,
I don't know about that. I think because the longer I'm on this podcast, the more that I'm learning about all the different levels of kink and fetishes and just I don't think that my instantaneous when I hear vulnerability, my instantaneous is not to do the primal, like the hardcore. I think, but that's me. I mean, I realize I'm in the minority, but I think for me, I try to see where I see the softer side of kink, you know.
And a lot of times I do too, but like I said, especially with these kinks, if you know nothing, you just have to kind of go with connecting dots to other fetishes that you are aware of. And, you know, vulnerability and injury or overpowering come very heavy in CNC. I mean, that's two big check marks. And that's why I went there. But again, happily wrong. I'm always happy to be wrong because that means I get to learn something new.
Are you always happy to be wrong? Because I've seen sometimes where you're not happy to be wrong.
Well, I am happy to be wrong when I'm about to learn something.
No, that's fair. That's
fair. I'm always right. At me, internet. At Dinks with Kinks on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Come at me.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah. So a lot of people, they'll role play, they will, they'll find the partner, they'll explain it. And I'm sorry, if you explained it like this article, and I need to link this article because it's actually a really fascinating article. It's my favorite one so far. Yeah, it's by Vice. The article that I'm really picking a lot from came Vice because I love how they allocated. I love how he made words sound good and explain this. And if somebody explained the kink like he explained kink, I don't care what the kink is, I'm down for it.
No, okay. Well, Vice does actually. I've read several Vice articles about kink that they do. They explain. Really well. Yeah. I like that.
This podcast is not brought to you by Vice, but we do recommend it. And yeah, it's honestly like being able, because usually when people are in a cast, they feel isolated, they feel alone. You can't go do stuff. You're kind of immobile. And a big part of this is not just nurturing and taking care of, but cheering somebody up, making someone feel not alone, and that their companionship, like the way this guy described it, it was so beautiful. He's like, I really get off on cheering people up. It arouses me. And I'm like, okay, I'm 100% on board. This is my fetish, except for the actual like injury. right? Did you guys know you would come into this going, "Oh my God, this is just the greatest"?
Not. I need. I. I'm like, I'm here with you, John. Except I want to be taken care of.
Right. And like I said, majority all the porn and stuff like that I've looked up, they're not heavy erotica. It is pictures of people in vanilla clothes with casts, broken arms, broken legs, just in cast.
They're just
this is
there?
probably And the best part is, okay, there's one of a woman with 2 broken arms, and she's in a bikini. That's about the lewdest photo I have been able to find.
What?
As far as like, man, now, don't get me wrong. I know there are people out there who take it, a step farther and make it more erotic, and that's fine. We're not saying that doesn't entail in this fetish, because even at this point, when you're role playing, you can't have sex without injuring somebody if they're in a fake cast. So role play does help alleviate this, and as they were saying, he honestly he prefers them not to be injured, so that they can kind of go farther than you could normally.
That is really, really sweet. That's like sweet. Like, I want you to pretend to be hurt so I can take care of you, but not really be hurt.
Yeah. I want to award this kink a prize for being the sweetest.
I can't say that there haven't been like spottings of videos to where the male has his arm in a cast so he can't do things, so the woman does things and stuff. So there's that aspect, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
but it's
like
still
I said,
wholesome. It's still wholesome. Totally.
And that's what it really boils down to. A lot of times, this is a great additional fetish to have. Like, it goes great with other kinks. Like the, not so much coercion, but the, like borderline, oh, I can't, could you help me out? Very.
Oh, the helplessness one. The helpless. The helpless princess one. Yeah. Damsel in distress. Damsel in distress
was brought up several times, but it's like, this is the one where like the damsel in distress, like there's so many kinks when it comes to like damsel in distress, like bondage, quicksand, CNC. There's so many fetishes where damsel in distress is your target goal, because you either want to be the villain or take advantage, like be a secondary villain and take advantage of the situation. This is the opposite of that. This is like, I want to save the damsel in distress. I want to give them.
I want to save, not only save her, but take care of her.
I'm stuck in the dryer. Can you help me?
Can I take
This is the opposite.
Yeah, this is, I don't want to take advantage. I want to help and nurture. But it can be used for that. Like I said, I don't want to pigeonhole this as just this one fetish. There is so much more to it. Like I said, the implied coercion, the I'm helpless, take care of me, baby bird, both male and female. It's not even so much damsel in distress, but in distress, like unable. I'm unable to do this. Can you do it for me? Kind of mentality. And I'm sorry, on either side of that, that's a nurturing kink.
It warms my heart. This is when I'm like, I would totally get turned on and need the cuddle. Like, what? Aww. It breaks my heart.
You totally enabled her.
Yay. Aw. Nobody laughed at that. Okay, that's fine.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm still reading. Now, don't get me wrong. There are like, creepy sides of this fetish, as any type of paraphilia. You have people who like, get way too obsessed with the visual sights, so you get what's called, and I love how I put it, cast stalkers. Who will like, it's the same thing like with like a pantyhose fetish. If someone's wearing pantyhose in their everyday life, and you are oogling them and can't take your eyes off them in a very creepy manner.
Yeah, if John can't stop oogling them, and yeah.
Oh, I don't oogle. Like I might check out. I'm sorry. You were my fetish in public. I might look over and go, all right there. But that's about the extent of it. Take my mental snapshot. I mean, Rebecca, naval uniforms. Let's not pretend we're all innocent here.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Am I the only innocent one left?
Possibly. Honestly, possibly.
Possibly.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah. But that's on you, not us.
I mean,
But
it could
that's
be
what-
on me.
That's what makes him. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
But now let's talk about like how one would, in fact,
One would to rule them all. Yes, let's talk about that.
yeah, let's how you would actually enact this with your partner and all that. Well, guess what? You guys have Amazon?
Yeah.
Well, I want everybody to. I'm gonna pull up Amazon right now.
I know a few good Amazons, yeah.
I'm gonna pull up
This
Amazon.
one
I'm
is
just
like
gonna type in the
6'1".
phrase
Good height.
All right. What am I typing in?
plaster casting kit.
Oh, yeah. Amazon has all.
Where you can build a plaster mold of yourself.
Right. Oh wow. Yeah.
Where you can cast
Now-
happiness.
The very third option. Now, I know you're saying this stuff, but no, we don't want to make a cast of ourselves. The very third option is plaster cloth, gauze, bandage rolls for making belly casts, making mask making, sculpture, body cast, craft projects, and scenery construction. That is essentially what a cast is. A cast is a
Yeah.
cloth around your arm.
Plenty people make a chest cast before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For
This
artistic
fetish is
sculpting.
probably one of the most easy fetishes to role play at home. Casting is both, as long as you follow the instructions, you do not make the cast too tight, you use the proper undercloth, and this is something you can look up. YouTube videos exist, but you can get the materials for $23.99 on Amazon.
Wait, there's
And it's called
instructions
plaster
to follow.
cloth gauze.
Damn it!
Mm-hmm. Easy to follow instructions.
You kind of lost me in instructions, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, just type in plaster cloth
For
gauze,
science.
and you will find
For
everything you
science.
need to do to make somebody a cast.
Wow.
Does it work on
You're
mouths?
not
Because I can
wrong.
really cast some mouths. Sometimes.
Oh, I'll make a mold
that's
of certain
different.
things. I've got a broken boner. Make a cast out of that.
I don't.
We've actually talked about making a cast of my peen before.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did talk how your bean's broken and you pee around corners. We know.
Yeah, it's corkscrewed.
Yeah.
But
This is great for opening.
so yeah,
more
this is
bottles.
actually a fetish that's very cheap too. Like I said, here's 6 rolls of plaster strips for $12.99.
As
You
long
can
as
absolutely get into this fetish.
See, you kind of lost me here because, see, I accept cheap and I accept easy, but you've mentioned cheap and easy. I mean, I don't know if I could do those two in combo. I don't like cheap and easy.
How are you on this podcast if you can't take cheap and easy? Because
I know,
am,
because
in
John
fact,
is cheap and I'm easy. So, like, what?
Yeah.
As always, I feel kidnapped and
Oh.
There it is, right there. Audience, it's
Right.
not us, it's him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I highly suggest, this is one of those fetishes where I don't have a lot of safety warnings outside of follow instructions of like instructional videos, how to make proper casts so you don't cut off circulation, injure yourself by falling, don't make them too thick, and have fun with it.
But
Take
just
care
thick
of one
enough.
another. Love one another. Come on,
cast
people now.
one another, mummify each
Aw.
other's parts.
Heal the sick.
Now I will say,
Heal
heal the
broken.
sick, nurture
Mummify your
nurture
partner
your
today.
partner. And yeah, I hate to bring such a short episode, like come in with like such a short episode, but I'm like, no, this is just
But it
a
wraps up
fantastic
so well.
kink. It does.
Oh my god.
Damn it, he beat me to it.
He
I was
did.
getting there.
He
I
did.
was building.
You know what? You know what? We were telling him he needed to.
I ain't
speak
got
up,
time
and
for
then
your
he
long
went.
build up.
He broke it. He broke me. I'm broken. I need a cast now. I need to be taken care of. I need to be nurtured.
We got a new cast member.
Then what are you doing here? And I posed the question to you. What are you doing here?
Yeah, you're right. But no, absolutely. And
Just to
if you see
cover our
somebody who
gambit
has
of
this
things,
fetish,
are there any watch out items for this particular?
no, just make sure you follow instructions. You know, anytime you cast anything, it will shrink. So you want to take proper precautions using cloth underneath the cast, just like you would. And trust me, if you have this fetish, you know how to make a cast.
And even though this is a no-brainer, don't use casting material over the face without proper aerations and holes and stuff like that. Somebody will think about it, so we have to comment on it.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you're doing, especially if you're doing a full body cast, make sure you use 2 separate pieces for the chest. You don't actually cast your full chest as one piece because you do have to breathe. Mm-hmm. And most casts are over a cloth shirt. No, there absolutely is, and that's why I said look up instructional videos how to do each. We live in the age of crafting and making molds of ourselves for various arts and crafts and film projects. Videos are not hard to come by. This is not one of those fetishes where you're going to find a lot of wrong information. You're going to find a lot of different ways to do something.
Experiment safely, not blindly.
Mm-hmm. What about you? What is your final takes on this fetish?
I think it's a wonderful fetish. I would participate in this fetish, but I don't know how I feel about the cast part of it. Like, the actual cast part of it. But I think I would wear it. This is one that I would do. I would do.
You would so do it because you would cast your chest and then you'd have your own chest to feel on the outward side.
That's fair.
Instead of inward, you'd be reaching out to it, so you'd be all for it. Come on, just go.
And this is something you could do and undo within a night.
You could put your chest on anybody and feel them up. I mean, adding perfection to whatever you're playing with.
You need a binge night, and you got to rest that leg. Cast it up. Let your partner take care of you. You're getting them off while you are watching and binging your Netflix show, doing everything you wish you could do, and you didn't have a reason. And then you could take a picture of it, send it to work, be like, "Hey guys, I'm just taking a day. I got this cast." You save it for that day where you're like, I need a me day. I need to decompress.
And if you
while giving my partner insatiable sex.
And don't forget, everyone, as you're learning about putting the cast on, make sure you understand how to take the cast off properly.
Mm-hmm. There are many ways to remove one, and I suggest looking that up. Like I said, do your research on this one
you do
as
it,
far
not
as
after
practice.
And wonder how. Just in case.
Yeah. And like I said, we could walk you through step by step, but I haven't even watched these videos. I know they exist because I looked them up to make sure they existed, but I have not put it in practice. So I don't want to give you step by step because I'm just gonna mess it up. I'll be like, put some M80s in there, light them when you're done.
Yeah, I haven't watched, but I'm sure a hammer isn't a proper removal tool. Just that one.
Yeah, a little chisel. Chisel. Nope, don't listen to me. Don't.
Or a little teeth nibble. No. Just nibble through.
But yeah, this is absolutely. Is it so? What about you, Shep? Would you participate in this fetish? Like, would you take care of somebody who had a cast? Like, I either be the person in the cast.
It's automatic.
Or...
I'm a giver or enabler and caring, nurturing type. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see him doing this.
I can also see this being a way of supplementing the chastity fetish as well. You can cast the privates.
This is an excellent fetish that can go into any brand. It's like one of we call it like the chain. It's a great chain.
Wow, that would be hurt. Getting aroused while having a cast. Ooh, ouch.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know. Those metal cages look like they're pretty painful on their own, so.
But at least they're formed.
It might be a thing.
They got a little bit of form to it. Cast.
Very.
You do it flat.
Very true. Was this okay?
I mean, I've drilled through that son of a bitch, but myself.
Next question. Did it blow your mind? Did this fetish blow your mind? Did you see it coming?
It really did. It really, really did. I was not expecting this. I am 100% glad that I did not come in researched. Like, I really do. I'm glad. This is one of those ones I'm like, oh. So, yeah.
Yes. To cast a new light on my broken thoughts.
That's it. That, guess what?
We got in. We're done.
That's, you know what? That's a real pits. And I can smell it coming from a mile away. So, speaking of which, I've already spun the wheel. I know what we're talking about next week.
I'm guessing armpits?
Oh, absolutely. This is actually a fetish. I don't have to research. I have 2 female friends who have this fetish. and then one male friend who has this. I actually know several people with this fetish, so I'm like, this was not a shocker to me. Like when we added it to the wheel, it's one of those things where like armpits are not a fetish, and I'm like, what the hell you say? I know people with this fetish. And it is an exciting one. I think it's going to be another one that kind of blows you away, and I think you can both relate to in so many ways.
I'm feeling a little musky about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, we'll
wow.
get the
Chip's
hard
on a
musk
roll.
on. We'll really get into the pits. Raise an arm about it. But that has been our episode, and I am your host, John Dundera, and with me are my favorite arms to which I pit to, Rebecca and Shep.
I don't know I have felt like we were in NASCAR for a second there that I pit to.
You're my pit crew.
Good
That's
evening,
better.
everyone.
Till next time.
Okay, it was a stretch, but I'll allow it. Remember to reach out to us.
You
on,
will, because you did it.
Yeah, I did. I'll allow it because I'm here. I'm doing the outro. Remember to follow us on that social media at Dinks with Kinks on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and give us some more things to cover. We're running low on our wheel. We need more fetishes to cover. We add stuff every week, but we want more. So send us your kinks.
Please don't make us
send
have
us
to
your
think of
fetishes.
new contents. Give us, feed us.
Yeah, do our work for us. Pick a subject.
Feed us.
Good night, everybody.